This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Shutterstock.com. Welcome back to another episode of Rumor Roundup. This is the show where we take all the tech rumors from the week and we round them up into one tasty tech morsel for you. Up this week, we're going to talk about Apple reportedly testing new TV designs. Google Now might be coming to Chrome. The Blackberry 10 series handset gets teased on video. And there's a chance, just a chance, that Apple Maps might suck a little bit less. This is Rumor Roundup. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start with the tech rumor that just won't die. And when it comes to Apple, when there's smoke, there's usually fire. The last Apple rumor that persisted for years was the iPad mini, and we all know how that one turned out. So now we've got the Apple TV, not the little black box that sits next to your television, an actual Apple television set. Apple is reportedly already working with Asian suppliers in a bid to test out several of its TV designs. The Wall Street Journal, gotta respect him, reported on Wednesday. Apple CEO Tim Cook recently said in a TV interview that TV is an intense area of interest for Apple. Is that like my Tim Cook impression? But didn't delve much deeper into whether or not the company was actually building a set. Obviously. One source told the news outlet the TV is still in an early stage of testing and it isn't even a formal project yet, even though Apple has been building prototypes for years. We think it's bound to happen eventually at some point. The late Steve Jobs, in his biography by Walter Isaacson, suggested that he had discovered a way to change the living room, which immediately suggested that Apple was indeed ready to build its own television set. Analysts and pundits and everybody have suggested the device will feature Siri integration and it'll break the current mold that's focused on set-top boxes and jiggly-jaggly remotes. The Wall Street Journal said Apple is working with Sharp for the display technology and Honhai for manufacturing. Honhai currently builds Apple's iPhone and iPad products, so it does make sense. Are we going to see an Apple TV? No doubt they've got the set all ready to go, but what good is a TV set if it doesn't have the content to go on it? So I think that's what's been holding up Apple. The crazy thing about an Apple TV, though, isn't just getting licensing deals in the US. If they want to sell it overseas and certainly every other country, they'd have to negotiate new licensing deals for new content with new cable providers or new content producers. So it's going to be a very, very tricky thing to think of. There was a crazy rumor, too, that Apple was going to make some weird 3D technology, but put that one to rest. I think we'll see an Apple TV. Yes, I say 2013, we will see an Apple TV, but at this point, everybody's just guessing. Alright, so let's go from Apple to Apple's very bestest friend in the world, Google. Google Now is allegedly coming to Chrome. I love Google Now. I think it's one of the best voice assistants going. It debuted with Jelly Bean and it's come out on Jelly Bean Part 2. Anyway, Google Now is probably going to migrate to Chrome. Newly discovered code suggests implementation on desktop seems like a pretty natural step for the excellent service. It makes it more accessible to those who are currently using the system. Imagine just talking to your computer, what's the weather? And then it tells you the weather. You can make your computer tell you jokes too. The code was recently discovered in the Chromium project code site and hints that the skeleton for Google Now notifications are being worked on for the popular browser. So in addition to just talking and getting all kinds of stuff back to you with Google Search, of course Google Now is going to give you access to all those cool cards telling you how long it takes you to get home, how your sports team just did, and all kinds of other cool stuff. So for weather, traffic reports, birthday alerts, etc., your browser is going to keep you up to date with everything that's going on. Personally, I would love to see automatic traffic reporting every evening before driving home, even though I live like literally 3 miles away. But for everybody that doesn't live that far away, it's going to be a super awesome thing to have. The search giant, in a statement to CNET, hinted that it's experimenting with new features in Chrome, but said it doesn't have anything to announce quite yet. So building blocks are in place, but they're not building on them quite yet. It'd be a great addition, and like Google Now on the mobile handsets, you can either choose to use it or not use it. It's nice to have more options. Anytime you give the consumer a choice, we all win. So what do you think? Google Now on a browser? You excited? Not excited? But what do you think? I'd like to hear from you. Alright, so we've gone from the big boys, talked about Apple, we talked about Google. What about the former king of the hill? RIM and Blackberry. We've been hearing Blackberry 10 for years now, and it's finally almost here. The end of January, we should be finally seeing the first Blackberry handsets, but you don't have to wait till then. The Blackberry 10 L series handset got a video tour out of, where else? Vietnam. It seems to be where all of the leaks come from. We saw the iPhone 5 get leaked out of Vietnam, and a lot of new devices that have come out the past few years have gotten leaks out of Vietnam, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited about Blackberry 10. I'm willing to put put aside any opinions I had about RIM and their previous operating system and give them a fresh start. Based on the QNX platform, it looks to be really robust. Multitasking is pretty awesome, and it's kind of the spiritual successor to one of my favorite operating systems, WebOS. So I'm excited. I hope that RIM's got enough juice in the tank. I hope developers flock to it. I hope we get a really nice third or fourth option when it comes to mobile platforms. So let me take a minute to thank our friends and sponsors at Shutterstock.com. So Shutterstock.com is the place to go when looking for stock photos, vectors, illustrations, and video clips. Even sign up for large image packs, monthly subscriptions, or just grab a single image for a blog or mockup. They even offer enhanced license access in case you want to print an image or get it screened on a t-shirt. Like my face. On a t-shirt. If you guys run a blog, you're on a YouTube channel, you're constantly feeling the need for stock images or stock videos, Shutterstock.com is a great way to go. Shutterstock.com makes it pretty easy to curate your own galleries to make searching easier, and you can download any image, any size, all for one price. Not gonna nickel and dime you for the high-res stuff. So head on over to Shutterstock.com or install their iPad app to get started. No credit cards needed, so don't worry, Johnny Bad Credit. When you find the images you want to use, you enter offer code TECHNO12 to get 30% off any package. Again, offer code TECHNO12, get 30% off, get your images. We get credit, everybody's happy. Thanks. So, do you live in Australia and your government told you not to use Apple Maps? Have you tried to use Apple Maps to find the Brooklyn Bridge or just get anywhere? Now, certainly Apple Maps is improving day by day by day, but it's not up to the standards that Apple usually puts for their products. It looks like, though, that might be changing. There allegedly is a 30% chance that Apple's going to buy TomTom. Hans Slob, which is kind of an awesome name. You almost expect it to be like Han Solo, but then it's Slob. Funny name. Analyst with Rabobank said he believes there's going to be a 30% chance Apple will place a bid on TomTom, and thinks to buy could be a really good idea because TomTom has the ability to make changes much faster than Apple does. According to Hans, TomTom needs the cash from Apple, and Apple needs the know-how of TomTom, Slob said in a note obtained by Bloomberg. It does make sense, sort of, on the outside. When you think about it, Apple has invested so much time, so much money. They bought a mapping company already to make a Google Maps sort of what it is right now. That it probably doesn't make financial sense for Apple to do that. But TomTom is well respected. They've got great mapping technology. Their GPS is arguably second to none. It would be nice to have that built into Apple Maps and sort of get the best of both worlds. Sort of that build versus buy scenario. You're better off building it yourself or buying it outwardly. I think that we're going to see Apple sort of build it themselves. 30% rumor, I wouldn't put much stock in it. There's a 30% rumor that Ralph's going to show up wearing a dress tomorrow at work. You heard it, 30% rumor. I wouldn't put much stock in anything like that. So thank you guys for watching another episode of Rumor Roundup. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check us out at technobuffalo.com, the new and improved technobuffalo.com for latest and greatest tech news. I'm John Rettinger. I'll see you next video.